Hi and welcome to my channel. So 2023 seems to be the year where all the so-called civilized countries are desperate for staff. They have massive labor shortages, and so they are looking up to people from non-European countries to come to their country and fill up these shortages. So another massive European country has just announced that they are going to be recruiting more people from overseas. In fact, they've specified from non-European Union countries to move to their country because they have 42% vacancies within the country within 6 major sectors that I've identified. So what they've done is to announce laws like this is already in force basically, and they've said that they're going to get more people from overseas to come and fill the sector within these 6 different specialties. So I'm going to be telling you what these are. So I'm not sure what's happening. I think we can all blame COVID-19 for this because since COVID, every country's system is literally breaking down, and people are desperate and obviously turning out to not only students but to overseas workers. Not only just overseas workers, but people are now embracing more the fact of recruiting people that are from non-EU countries. In the last few years before COVID-19, most of these countries were only interested in attracting people from EU countries. But obviously, that's all changed. So it's good news one side, it's bad news another side. But anyway, it all depends because if it gives people more opportunities, look, why not? So if you're new to my channel, obviously you're welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, I appreciate your time, and I do hope that you're implementing all of what I'm talking about, because my intention is to bring this information to you so you can implement it, so that it can help you, it can support you, whether it's that you're trying to move from where you are to a better country where you're going to have better opportunities, or you're in the UK, for example, just looking for opportunities to be able to progress, be able to excel, side hustle ideas. So that's what I'm all about. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, you do want to hit subscribe right now, turn on the notification button so you're the first to be notified when I drop a new video on here. But most importantly, if you check the comment section below, you're going to see a link to my newsletter. If you join that newsletter, then I'm going to send that information directly to your inbox so that you never miss out on any vital information about career progression opportunities, side business opportunities, work from home jobs, and visa sponsorship opportunities that are available, especially in the UK. And look, while today's video is not about the UK, my passion and my interest and my specialty is with supporting with career progression and moving to the UK. So if you're keen on the UK, then obviously you're in the right place. But for this video, we're talking about a country in Europe. So make sure you join that newsletter, which I've dropped the link in the comment section. It's even going to take you up to 20 seconds to do that. You drop your name, email, and you're part of the newsletter. So let's get started. So this country that we're talking about is Denmark. Yes, I'm sure you've heard about Denmark. So Denmark is a European country, so it's part of the EU, and is found in Northern Europe. So Denmark has just announced, in fact, this was passed, in Parliament on the 23rd of March 2023. And what they've said is they want to have more students move to Denmark. Not only that, but they want to have more workers move to the country. And they have identified 6 different sectors, which I'm going to tell you what those sectors are. So there's science, there's engineering, there's IT, there's teaching, healthcare, and finance. So these 6 sectors, they have said that they've got 42% vacancies, which means that of every 100 workers that they need, they've only got 58 people, and they need 42 people. So that's where the 42% comes from. And so they've looked and they've said that they're going to change their laws, which they have, and it goes into effect from the 1st of April 2023. I don't know what day you're watching this video, but if you're watching this video after the 1st of April 2023, then all these laws that I'm going to be talking about in this video are now in force, which means that if you're already in Denmark, there are more opportunities for you to remain in the country and have permanent residence leading you to the citizenship. But if you're out of Denmark, then there are even more opportunities for you to move easily into Denmark so they can get those professional jobs. But as you know, nothing comes without T's and C's, because every single good opportunity always comes with terms and conditions. So we're going to be talking about that as well in this video. What are they looking from you? What do they want from you in exchange for your services? So that's what it's all about. And by the way, if you're new here, you're wondering who I am, my name is Melvis. I currently work for the NHS in England. So I live in the UK as an advanced nurse practitioner. I moved to the UK myself, as an international student. I was working as a carer in a nursing home, and then I've progressed into nursing, now working as, a very senior nurse. So career progression is something that I am interested in, and I have a private career coaching program where I support nurses, carers, student nurses, prospective student nurses, students, as well as people that want to move to the UK. Like I say, even though this video is all about Denmark, I don't support people to move to Denmark. So it's only the UK. If you've got any questions, please do leave them in the comment section below, and I'll be able to answer those questions. Like I say, I do not offer any support at all to move to Denmark. I just saw that this opportunity was so amazing, and I thought, look, I'm gonna rush and share with you, because you want to be open-minded. You want to know what else is going on. You want to take on other opportunities as well, because you just never know where your luck is gonna come from. And like I say, I've gone to Denmark quite a few times myself. It's a beautiful country. So clean, so neat, beautiful houses, amazing, surveys. And even though they've got Danish obviously as their official language, but they also, like, 86% of people in Denmark speak English. When I went there, like, I could just speak English with everybody and it was okay. The only thing that when I went the first time, I was surprised, obviously coming from the UK, and I was living in London at the time. I went to one town. I thought it was going to be like a massive city, busy, I was thinking of London basically. But when I went there, it was like deserted. It was empty. I was like, where is everybody? So that was the only thing. But then I later on found out that they only had like 5 point something million people. But anyway, that explains a lot why they need more workers, because the country, I found it really scantily populated for the standards of the UK with almost 70 million people. But hey ho, what do I know? So like I was saying, what they've done is they have said that companies previously in Denmark, for a Danish company to be able to recruit from overseas, you needed to have at least 20 employees. So this has been a challenge for many companies, but the government has now said that any company that has 10 employees can start recruiting from overseas. So they've basically halved the number, which is going to make a massive difference. That's the first change that I've said. The second change that I've said is that they're going to have fast-track visas for overseas workers, and they've specifically said non-EU workers, because if you're part of the EU, obviously you don't need a visa to go to Denmark. All you need to do is go over. Like me, for example, I've got an EU passport, so if I go to Denmark, I don't take a visa. You just get on a flight or in your car or wherever, however you want to go, and you go over to Denmark. So this really applies to people who are, out of the EU, so if you're in Africa, for example, you're in Asia, you want to move to Denmark, then obviously this is going to apply to you. So they're going to have those fast track visas. And look, the main thing that they want from you is to have a degree in any of these 6 sectors. So they've said science, they've said engineering, they've said IT, they've said healthcare, they've said finance and teaching. So if you've got a degree in this sector, that's all you need. You don't need to have any experience, but you do need to have a degree in this, in any of these sectors, and you will be able to move to Denmark, because they want to attract the best talent, to come to their country, and then they're going to obviously train you on the job, but you need to have the degree already. But if you don't have the degree, you don't need to worry, because they know that some people will want to study, obviously, to have those degrees. And the tip I'm going to say to you is, look, if you are planning to study in Denmark, consider this particular sector. These 6 sectors that I've identified, consider getting a degree in any one of them, because since I've added this to their own shortage occupation list, they're going to be prioritizing these and recruiting more people in these sectors. If you study in Denmark in any of these, it's obvious that your chances of getting a work permit and staying is going to be a lot higher. And this leads us beautifully to the next change, because, and by the way, if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed to the channel, you do want to hit subscribe right now, turn on the notification button so you're the first to be notified when I drop a new video on here. But like I said, if you're keen on getting this information directly to your inbox, check the comment section below. You're going to see a link to my newsletter. If you join that newsletter, I send that info directly to you. But if you need individualized, tailored support, personalized support about moving in the moving to the UK, or career progression in the UK, so UK exclusively, then check out the about section of this YouTube channel. You're going to see a link to my private coaching program, which is called Nursing Career Bootcamp. If you join, then you can have those one-to-one conversations and the whole shebang of the support that you need to be able to move to the UK, or progress in your career within the UK if you're already in this beautiful country. So, like I was saying, that leads us beautifully to the next point and the next change that the Danish government has made. And Denmark also, they also have a monarchy, just like here in England. So they have said that anybody that studies in Denmark as an international student, once you complete the course, they're going to give you a work permit for 3 years to enable you get a job and settle in the country. Because the truth is, so far till now, many people study in Denmark, but they find ways to come to the UK or go to other countries as well. But right now, Denmark and the Danish government are trying to keep those international students that have studied in their country. They want to keep them to remain within the country so that they can cover their own shortages because they are so short-staffed, but yet they're having students studying and leaving because of better conditions elsewhere. And so they have said that you're going to get a 3-year work permit. Once you complete any course, it can be a bachelor's degree, it can be a master's degree, it can be a PhD, it doesn't matter. But you're going to get a work permit to stay in Denmark for 3 years to enable you to get a job. Obviously, once you get a job, then you just, carry on staying in the country and have that, work permit. But every single person that studies there is going to have 3 years. And this is amazing because if you're in Denmark as well, even as a student or as a worker, you are free to travel to any of the other EU countries without a visa, which is something that is massive and many people don't really know about. Because if you are in any of the EU countries, you can travel freely across any of the other EU countries without needing a visa, including international students. But obviously, if you're in the UK, because the UK, a UK visa only enables you to travel within the UK without a visa. If you're going to Europe, for example, you need a visa to be able to go. So that's the difference if you're already in the UK. But if you're in Europe, you can travel to any country over there without a visa. So there are more countries to travel to if you have a Schengen visa or an EU visa than, say, a UK visa. So, this is just an option. This is just something that you may know somebody actually who is interested in this or who may benefit from this. Please do share with them because no opportunity is small. No opportunity is irrelevant. Sometimes we all have to start from somewhere. Some of these opportunities that I share is just to see what else is going on in other places. Is to see what else you can do, especially if at this material moment you're feeling a little bit stuck. You've been trying to apply for UK jobs, for example, and you're like, oh my goodness, what's going on? What else can I do? You need a plan B, you need another option, then this may be just the perfect option for you because moving to Denmark is something that, it's just like it's going to open lots of opportunities, even if you're not going to remain in Denmark long term, but at least it's going to enable you to get started with that journey so that you can continue to excel, succeed, and thrive. And the tuition fees in Denmark, if you're going as an international student, are pretty low as well compared to the UK. If you look at the fact that right now the average tuition fees for international students in the UK is about £17,000, which is a ridiculous amount of money for a 1-year course, which is like 9 months, and some of them you barely even go to uni. But Denmark, you pay almost nothing to study. In fact, in many of their universities, they're actually going to pay you as an international student to study, which is like amazing. So you do want to consider these other opportunities, like I've said. But on here in my private coaching program, I only offer support with people that are in the UK or want to move to the UK. So you want to move to Australia, to Canada, to the US, to Denmark, to Germany. Yes, I'm going to share those good opportunities like this one when I see them, but I offer no support to move to these countries because it's not really something that I'm interested in doing, you know what I mean? So I'm very, very, very focused on the UK exclusively. I say this because every time that I've shared a video about another country on here, I've had messages from people saying, Melvis, can you help me move to XYZ country? I'm not able to do that. So it's only for people who are in the UK or planning to move to the UK, this one country alone, because of the opportunities. If you can move to the UK, that's going to be the best decision ever than any other country. And I'm not saying this with any bias. I'm saying this objectively because the UK has the best opportunities than any other country. When you look at the opportunities for your kids as well, the sense of peace that you're going to have in the UK, no other country gives that. So again, you want to have all these different considerations in mind when you're deciding on where to go. So for the 1st of April, all these things are going to start. So if you're keen on going to Denmark, this is a fantastic opportunity to do so. Like I said, I've gone there quite a few times. It's a beautiful country. Absolutely love it. And most people speak English anyway. Many of their courses are also in English. So you don't have to study in Danish if you don't need to. So keep watching the videos. Obviously, I've done videos about how to move to the UK, career progression pathways in the UK, carers, nurses, and all sorts of opportunities. Keep watching. I'll see you in the next video.